Thank you, Bianca, for your presentation and very kind introduction.
There you go.
Let's sit down.
You good?
So we have like 20 minutes about the big idea of digital payments in Europe. A lot of fantastic things are happening in Europe right now. Before we go into the details, just a short presentation. Teresa, can you show up a little bit your solution in Portugal? Later on, Martin, thank you very much for accepting Bizum in Poznań right now. We've just been talking about, Real Madrid playing next week. It seems to be even more interesting than our digital payments, let's say, issue. But really, really happy to have you on stage. And Michał, I know very well that you are very much occupied with BLIK Slovakia initiative in the Eurozone. Thank you for accepting this invitation. Teresa, what can you tell us about your solution in Portugal? As a champion in digital payments in Portugal, you must have fantastic things to describe your solution, and the same thing, Martin and Michał, a few words.
Okay, thank you very much, and thank you also for inviting us to be here. So it's a pleasure always to share our experience. So SIBS, we're a payment technology company. We're based in Portugal. We actually celebrated 40 years just last year, and here in Poland, you will probably know us as PayTel. And MBWay is our mobile payment solution. So it was launched, it was like BLIK in Poland, I would say, MBWay in Portugal. And we launched it in 2015, actually. So it's been already 8 years. And it has currently a 90% penetration in the bank population of Portugal. So it's a huge hit with consumers. And it's been growing very fast, and it's actually one of the mobile payment solutions that is more broad in use cases. So we actually have 1/3 of transactions will be person-to-person transfers with mobile phone number, instant transfers. 1/3 of transactions will be e-commerce, and 1/3 of transactions will actually be at the point of sale. So it's hugely popular. It's been growing very, very fast in the last years, and with a huge adoption. And actually, just today we received recognition as the best user experience brand in Portugal. So we got the first place. Actually,
congratulations.
Actually, be more popular than Apple. So it's a huge achievement for us. And so it's a pleasure to share here also the experience we have in Portugal.
Martin, I was really, last year when I was with my family visiting Madrid during our summer holidays, I was really astonished how many guitar players are accepting Bizum. Is it a big thing in Spain?
It's a huge thing, and actually, fun story, we have people asking us for Bizum merchandise. So people really want to pay for a t-shirt that says, make me a Bizum, or I'll pay you with a Bizum, no? So it's become a very popular catchword. Bizum, as BLIK, as MBWay, is the Spanish local champion for payments. It's currently now focused on peer-to-peer transactions and e-commerce. We are now moving also to the POS and digital identity. Bizum is already a service that is used by half of the Spanish population, so we have over 26 million users. And currently only WhatsApp has more users than Bizum in Spain. So the adoption has been impressive. We have all the banks onboarded. Now Bizum has moved to Andorra, so now Andorra, our neighbor country, is also using Bizum. And the idea now is, as we will discuss now, to see how to work and collaborate with other solutions to take our solutions to other regions in Europe, no? And to get further.
Actually, last year, on this stage, we had also Payconic CEO Guido, as we discussed. We had Stavrula from CEO of Diaz and Iris, Greek solution. Today we have on stage our head of BLIK Slovakia. Michał, can you say a few words on numbers, on penetration?
Sure, I will start from BLIK Poland, where definitely BLIK is a huge success. And the proof of that, I think the best proof of that are results for the first quarter of this year, where BLIK processed more than 500 million of payments, enjoying growth of almost 40% year by year. And regarding composition, half of that roughly is e-commerce and 1/4 are P2P payments. That's very interesting that P2P payments are the fastest growing category, almost 60% first quarter last year to this year. And in Slovakia, we are just beginning our journey with definitely the aim to repeat this success. In Poland, we already provide P2P payments because we acquired Viamo company, which provided that in the past. And we are just about introducing the BLIK in e-commerce with the first bank and first acquirers. So that's the project we are finalizing now.
Okay, so we are, thank you, Michał. We are, I think, observing fantastic penetration of local champions. We have Bizum, we had fantastic guests last year, we have Multibanco, MBWay. But big question for you. I don't know what is your opinion. The only thing that we prepared is just simply, we discussed, prior to our meeting, we discussed about some ideas for this discussion, but I will ask the question. One solution, one wallet, or maybe even one app for the whole continent, for all Europe. That's the idea that is launched in some countries. And probably even combined with digital euro inside, who knows? What do you think about this? What's your perspective? You are both in the Eurozone and you are observing what is happening in Europe. What is SIBS? What is MB in Portugal? Let's say, saying about this initiative, which is European Payment Initiative, launching a Vero wallet, central wallet, that is supposed to be operated by all Europeans. That this is at least what we read. Teresa, what can you tell us about this? What do you think?
Well, it's a great question. And quite frankly, I'll let the facts speak for themselves. So I was just counting, and I think we have 14 mobile payment solutions in Europe today. And probably EPI will bring 2 additional countries with mobile payment solutions. And actually, when you go to one of the great goals of building this payment solutions based on instant payments or whatever in Europe, one of the great goals of this is really to have some strategic autonomy, etc., and also to be able to forward European payment systems and European payments. And quite frankly, well, you see the penetration that BLIK has in Poland, you see the penetration that Bizum and MBWay have in Spain and in Portugal. In the last 3 years, since 2020, MBWay has actually grown 5 times. So if you talk about, okay, there's a strategic goal of limiting the importance of non-European payment systems in Europe, well, actually, that's what we've been doing. So it's not a goal that is far away. It's already a reality with these payment solutions. So my response to that is really, okay, let's just look at what's happening on Go. And this is payments is a really competitive payment market. And we're seeing a lot of new things come along in different countries. I believe that more countries will be launching their systems. And so it's good that it's growing in this way, and it doesn't mean it has to be one solution. I think we are doing a good job in being able to have our own European payment systems being very successful in our markets, and regional or domestic.
But you know, Teresa, maybe I will challenge you a little bit. You know, EPI is complaining that there is too much of fragmentation in Europe. Actually, we are fragmentation on this stage. Even if we take on this stage our last year's, let's say, guests, will be even more fragmented. If we take all European Mobile System Association members that we have in Europe, probably we'll have around 20 or 25 participants. Not all of them are so scaled, so penetrated in the local market as you represent your solutions. But do you think, Martin, do you think that one day EPI will come over once again to Spanish banks and will say,
who knows?
It's, we have a better solution for the Spanish population. We love, Bizum. We appreciate Bizum. We know that Bizum is very strong in Spain, but our value is to provide one not fragmented solution for all Europeans. Let's do something. What would you say, Martin? What do you think your shareholders would say?
You can never tell, no? And it's true that we've seen that some strong solutions, for instance, in the Nordics, have been through a process of convergence towards a common solution, with BIP's mobile pay in the Nordics. What we think, and following to what Teresa just said, I agree that there is probably not one-size-fits-all solution, and that one of the key factors of the success of BLIK in Poland, MBWay in Portugal, Bizum in Spain, is that they have been the solutions that have managed to cater best for the use cases, the merchants and the users in these countries. But we are all aware, and I think we were discussing before, that something needs to be done, no? So we need to find out a way to reduce this fragmentation, and probably it makes sense, the way we see it at Bizum, and this is why we're all part of EMSA, also the European Mobile Association, is we need to find common standards to collaborate and to build bridges between BLIK, MBWay, the Slovakian branch of BLIK, and Bizum, no? And it is a very good moment, because we have instant payments that are now going to be compulsory for all PSPs, so the road is there, the road is built. We now only need to find the common signal so that we all understand what this messaging means and that we can interconnect. So I think we are on a very big moment for payments, and that is going to determine how each of our animals and solutions will speak to each other. But I don't think that there can only be one remaining. There's room for at least a couple to work together.
Michał, BLIK in Slovakia is operating in the Eurozone, unlike Poland, of course. Personally, I think, unfortunately, but this is reality. What do you think if EPI comes over to Slovakia and to Slovak banks and would say, take the wallet, here you are in the Eurozone, we are one family? What would you say?
I don't think so, that will happen, and I agree with you, but I am inspired by today morning session in looking in the past to predict the future, and I think a great example that it will not happen is the SEPA exercise, which I witnessed during my career, when it started from a political will to do something with fragmented European market for credit transfers and direct debits. And definitely the first idea was the pan-European ACH, the pitch, and that was in early 2000s, and I was scared actually, saying, oh my God, I will lose my job, it will be just one ACH for the whole Europe. But that didn't happen, and I counted yesterday, and we have 20 infrastructures which are compliant with the SEPA credit transfer schemes. So the way was the interoperability and the cooperation, in that case forced also by regulation, forcing interoperability and common standards.
So you are all saying that interoperability is, the recipe is the solution for Europe. You have already mentioned, Martin, that Nordics are consolidating, so probably interoperability between 27 million population region here in Europe is happening right now over there. Probably we could say that even EPI initiative is already building interoperability, especially between Germany and France. Who knows, maybe they will agree to join our panel next year at Impact. Are you already doing something on the interoperability level here in Europe? Just, to fight this fragmentation and to do things together as a single, let's say, solution that would be addressed to all customers in Europe potentially in the future. Teresa, what are you doing in this case?
Yes, so definitely we are already doing something. So we just announced December last year the Europa initiative, so Europa standing for European Payment Alliance. So we are joining together 43 million users that last year did 1.5 billion transactions in Portugal with MBWay, in Spain with Bizum, and in Italy with Bancomat. So we are bringing together these three solutions so that you can actually, for instance, a Portuguese user with MBWay will be able to send and receive money from a mobile number in Spain or a mobile number in Italy. And it's an open initiative, so we are open to other mobile payment solutions in Europe also to join. So it's based on instant payment standards. So that standardization level will be, of course, very important for this also. But we also have goals of reaching further than the Eurozone. So we will start with person-to-person, but we also have in the roadmap to going into the e-commerce and point of sale. So in this stage where we are, we're very much aware of how critical payment systems are and how it's a strategic objective in Europe to also have an autonomy in our payment systems. We strongly support that approach, and we strongly support that interoperability is actually the way in which we are going to overcome fragmentation, and we have today tools that like SEPA, that we did not have in the past to be able to achieve this. So it's a very strong objective that exists, and it's building on top of existing infrastructures and of existing investments. So we will be able to leverage all that in order to achieve these goals in a way that we find is very much aligned with these objectives, but that is also very efficient and very resilient. So, and in the end, quite frankly, it will also be faster than building everything from scratch.
For sure. Martin, how many banks do you have?
In Bizum,
yeah.
we have 38 banks, and some
38.
some of them, as Santander, are in Poland, in Portugal. So I think that
Yes.
there's an existing network that we can profit from, infrastructures ready for everyone, so that at some point, one of the years will come here to Impact again. Teresa can pay with MBWay, I can pay with Bizum, and merchants can accept payments here in Poland with BLIK.
Yeah, but tell me one thing. If you have so many shareholders supporting you in Spain, how can interoperability be a priority for you? Because I imagine that running a business system, payment system, is always fighting for resources with different banks, just to move forward. Is interoperability really so important for you and your shareholders?
I think from a strategic perspective, it's important because public authorities are asking for this. They're asking for pan-European reach. And the way we see it, it is very complex to build a pan-European solution by yourself because it requires very deep knowledge of each market. So I think that's one of the elements. And then the second point is that the competition is not in the BLIKs or MBWays, other solutions. It's on big techs with more resources probably than our banks. And so the strategic decisions they've made is to join forces with banks from other countries to create connections that will allow them to gain scale to compete with big techs. And I think those are the 2 points.
Thank you very much. Michał, I will have a very specific question for you. Do you have anything to tell us right now on stage? I would be really grateful if you did.
The answer is yes. First of all, it is not a secret that BLIK decided to expand in Slovakia because it is a Euro country, and definitely as BLIK Slovakia, we are very interested in joining any pan-European initiative of interoperability, especially that Slovakia is a small country. So for the first time publicly, I think I can declare on behalf of BLIK Slovakia our access, interest, and readiness to participate in this initiative.
So we are saying right now, just to understand you well, that Spain is connecting Bizum with Portugal, with MBWay, and is connecting Italy with Bancomat Pay, and connecting BLIK with Slovakia. This is our idea. This is what we want to do. Maybe there will be not a lot of transaction from day one from Slovakia to Portugal, but this is the first step, just to connect Europe from one country to another. And we are doing this, yeah? Thank you. I'm profiting a little bit from insider information. Thank you very much for your participation. I hope you enjoyed your time on stage with BLIK. Thank you very much, and really happy to see you here in Poznań, and let's spend some time together in Poznań. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.